Hey, you know what? Rhythm Heaven games are pretty good. Now, maybe Nintendo doesn't think that, because they don't make those anymore, but they were pretty good. And it looks like that this indie developer here, Half Asleep, I believe is the name. Let me just confirm that. Yes, Half Asleep is the name of this developer. They decided, you know, I guess if Nintendo's not making a Rhythm Heaven, they're going to make their own Rhythm Heaven, called Melatonin. It's much smaller than a game like Rhythm Heaven Fever. And it's just like, this is clearly an indie production, but I appreciate the idea of someone just deciding to go ahead and just make their own version of this game. It has a different tone to it, as you can see from the name and the sound. This is very much a dreamy, sleepy kind of tone. It's about lo-fi tunes to fall asleep to. Kinda, you could say. We're gonna start. Sure, let's, there's an intro for each chapter. Let's watch one.
Tomorrow, 9 at 11:30 is part 2 of the British espionage thriller. Cliff Robertson and David Soul star in The Key to Rebecca. Suspended in midair, bombs almost anything.
That's us. Every night we fall asleep on the couch. Do we? I don't know if we even have a bed. If we do, we don't see it. Every night we dream about what? Well, this time we might dream about food. This is the first level. There are 4 in each chapter, and then you get the final remix after you do the first 4. Let's just do them in order. Let's dream about some food. Now, this is not an hour-long tryout. I've already played this, and I just felt like streaming it. Like Rhythm Heaven, very simple controls. In this case, the only thing I'm going to be pressing is spacebar. It gets a little more complicated later, but for right now, it's just spacebar. Learning the patterns. This is the second pattern. The third one, the pizza box just kind of fires a cannon of pizza at you. For score mode. So you have practice mode, you have score mode, and you have hard mode. So each level will have those 3. What about burger? So, a dream about, what, eating pizza, burgers, and donuts in the sky. We've all been there. I mean, maybe. I don't remember really eating anything in my dreams. I don't remember too much about my dreams. I don't remember eating things, though. Doesn't seem like it comes up. We can also try hard mode. It's the same patterns, but maybe faster or slower or mixed up a bit. Just about perfect. And you can see how there are parts of the sequences where you move up behind an obstacle so you don't have a clear view of what's happening. It's a very, very rhythm heaven thing to do. So that's dreaming about food. You ever dream about shopping? Not necessarily like having things, but dreaming of the act of shopping. Apparently, we do. We're wearing rings and that watch and got a credit card. There's no limit on this card. Practice is finished. You did great. Great about dreaming about slapping and swiping this credit card and making a massive receipt. And these are kind of how the dreams go in melatonin. Oddly, you don't have the dreams about, like, your teeth falling out. Like, they don't have that one. Like, you don't have to, like, keep up the rhythm as your teeth are falling out or anything like that. A little dark. That may be a little dark for melatonin. Great. How are we gonna get all this stuff home? I don't know. Maybe we have like a massive car. Yeah, actually we do. We have a car right here. That car, man, look how much just cash, potless like wads of cash we have coming out of our car, exploding out of our car. We can also dream about tech. You want to dream about playing video games? Do we need to dream about that? I kind of play a lot of video games as it is. Maybe we might dream about them. Practice is finished. Definitely decent that time. I kept getting earlies. Kept doing it a little too early on this, but let's try hard mode. Got a grade on that one. All right, that's probably my favorite one of chapter 1. We can also dream about followers. You want those sweet, sweet followers? You want your number to get big? Everyone has a number. How big is yours? Maybe you dream about the number going up. Alright, that's practice finished. Your self-worth is determined by the number. The number must become big. Oddly, this game doesn't have the dream where you've been out of school for many years, but for some reason you're back in school and it's the last day of class and you didn't even know you had class, and now it's time to hand in your final report, and you didn't know you had a report, and you're also not wearing any clothes, and that's weird. How did that happen? It doesn't have that one. Weird. Alright, did great. I haven't actually had the school dream for some years now. I used to have it every so often, but not something that's really... I don't remember at least having it for a while. For quite some years, so it's good to be over it. So we've done the 4 courses here, and that means there is a remix to do to finish World 1, or rather Night 1. Did great. That was music in this one's a little odd. It kind of sounds like the dream is falling apart. Oh, it's so slow. still got a great, though I messed up in a few parts there. And we can look at the outro for night 1. Because dreams do have to end. And eventually we will wake up. I can't imagine we would feel good sleeping like that, though. But then there's night 2, and we just fall asleep on the couch in front of the TV once again. We dream about exercise. It's not really something I dream about. But now we get some additional controls as we look at the buffer version of ourself. We practiced getting buff. Now it's time to try to get buff for real. We're still not buff. I mean, it would take more than one session to get buff, but you can see how they introduce slightly more complicated controls, though it doesn't really get more complicated than that. It's spacebar and it's cursor keys. close that one up. Dreams of getting buff in our gym with apparently our living sandbag. Like a very smug-looking punching bag in there, watching us lift. We could dream about work. You know, oddly enough, I never do that. I'm just trying to think about, have I ever actually dreamed about the workplace? And no, I haven't. That seems strange, considering you tend to dream about things that are like, you know, a big part of your life. I don't think I've ever actually dreamed about the office. Anyway, we work in a cubicle. We're using Excel. It appears we work in a call center. And there are modems. Why would they mean modems? We don't know. Maybe just memories of older days. Finished. I would be disappointed if I came home from work, dreamed this, and then woke up and had to go to work. I would be disappointed in my brain for that. Says I did great. I felt I was messing up kind of bit at the end there. got great, even though I didn't mess up a few times there. This one was probably was harder than the other ones so far. Though this game overall is not as hard as something like Rhythm Heaven Fever. There's really nothing like there's nothing like Monkey Watch in this. You could dream about money. Hey, some people dream about money. I guess that kind of ties into dreaming about shopping earlier. We need money for that. We're just gonna you know, dream about just having money. In this case, money is gonna rain from the sky. It's a magical time of year when the piggy banks start flying in the air and they start disgorging the coins they've accumulated over the year. We all stand beneath them and try to catch it. Try to catch their innards. Great. Guy must have deep pockets. Deep pockets. Put all this money away. All these jingly jangly coins. Where's he gonna spend all these coins? How's he gonna take them with him to the mall? They're too big. He's all the coins you could ever want, but he can't take them around with him. Well, I was able to get over 2, so I still got a grade. Oh, actually, didn't mean to restart that. Well, actually, I wanted to go back to the map. Let's exit to map. What is the other thing he dreams about this night? Dating. We dream about dating. Well, what sort of dating? Well, I mean, it's not... It's just basically using our phone. Just basically using a dating app. Not really dating, but a dating app. Which is, I mean, I guess it's the best we're gonna get. Apparently we do not like the pile of poo. Or the gray alien. Or the robot. I think we shouldn't discount the robot too early. You know, I think that this app doesn't have a very large user base on it, considering we still keep getting like the same 4 people over and over and over again. Like, these apps aren't really all that useful unless there's like a large community making use of them. Otherwise, what's the point? almost got 3. Still on 2, which is only great. You know, I feel like if there was a genuine alien or genuine robot on a dating app, they are not having trouble getting dates. They're going to get plenty of dates. The pile of poo? There'd be people. There'd be people into it. You probably have to get to a pretty specialized community. But there are people out there. Alright, let's do the remix. On to hard mode. And that's remix 2. And we can watch the outro. I feel like our character just is never going to get a good night's sleep. Well, that's the first 2 chapters. First 2 nights, I should say, of Melatonin, a game about an indie developer deciding to just make a Rhythm Heaven game because not like Nintendo will. I like it quite a bit. It has more of a unified style than Rhythm Heaven, as Rhythm Heaven tends to play around with more genres. But this one is very... I mean, you can see what it looks like, you can hear what it sounds like. It doesn't really differentiate from that. Night 3 is about time, mind, space, and nature. Thinking about more, like, larger general ideas. You know, I can't say I've ever dreamed about the mind. Like, we're not... It doesn't look... On Night 3, it doesn't look like that we are thinking about our smaller concerns. We're thinking larger. We're thinking universal. That's what we're worried about on Night 3. And, yeah, I've enjoyed it quite a bit because I like the Rhythm Heaven style of game, and not many of that. So this is Melatonin. It's available. This is the Steam version. I believe it is also on the Switch. Made by Half Awake. Just a developer apparently just trying to make real sleepy, dreamy kind of games. And, you know, I don't know if they intend for there to be anything more to Melatonin aside from the base game. I don't know if there's any plans for any expansion or anything, but like I said, I like Rhythm Heaven, and if Half Awake is the only one who's going to be making that, I do hope that this does well for them, so maybe they might make some more. That's just spending a little bit of time. A little bit of time with Melatonin.